6:30. Time to take a look at the top local stories of the day. The Champaign County State's Attorney decided not to file charges after a truck drove through a protest. It happened in front of Rogue Barber Company in July. The group was protesting the former barbershop's membership application. Champaign police say evidence shows the driver was moving slowly away from the scene and protesters put themselves in front of the truck instead of getting out of the way.
Decatur's mayor has tested positive for coronavirus. Julie Moore-Wolf says her symptoms are mild. She's in isolation right now. The mayor says she doesn't know when she was exposed or how long she's had the virus.
The state's reporting the highest single-day total of COVID-19 cases. Over 4,000 tests returned positive. That makes more than 331,000 total. There was also a jump in the 7-day rolling positivity rate, which is now nearly 5%. Members of the Legislative Black Caucus held another hearing today to move forward on their legislative agenda. The end goal? To build a package of legislation that touches on each of the caucus's 4 pillars.
The hearings focus on discussing the problems of racial inequities when it comes to securing a loan for house payments or just real estate prices in general. Senator Jacqueline Collins led the hearing. Members of the Black Caucus were joined by state officials like Treasurer Mike Fredericks and leaders from a few banks. Collins says the problem of minorities being subjected to predatory lenders is not a new one, but recent investigations into how widespread the problem is in Illinois caused her to act on it.
Communities of color had the anecdotal evidence for it. What the investigative report provided was that they quantified the disparity.
This topic falls under the economic growth pillar of the Black Caucus's agenda. Other pillars include criminal justice reform. Governor Pritzker says he expects the legislature to move on those reforms at veto session next month. Champaign County is back where it started, and that's as part of Region 6 in the state's coronavirus plan. Earlier this month, the State Department of Health dropped the county from the region. Officials said the high number of tests at the U of I distorted the data. After protests from area mayors and as Region 6 moved toward a high positivity rate, which could have set the entire region back a phase in the state's plan, public health officials are back to including Champaign County in that region, but U of I saliva test data is now separate from the rest. People are already planning for the holidays, but this year there's a risk if you choose to travel.
Health officials are warning a holiday dinner with close friends and extended family is likely not safe because of COVID-19. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is with us now. So Jamie, this is going to be a much different holiday season.
It will be. A lot of the traditions families are used to doing over the holidays may have to be changed to keep everyone safe. Many people are making plans for the holidays, but the spread of COVID-19 is still a concern.
We have not seen how this is going to be affecting in winter and with the flu season going on at the same time.
AAA says some travelers are deciding to make spur-of-the-moment travel decisions, and about 80% of people are expected to take some type of road trip.
And they're going to destinations where there is hiking or state or national parks to explore and look at.
Others may be traveling to see family for the holidays. The deputy administrator and epidemiologist for Champaign-Urbana Public Health District says people should be cautious.
There is no completely safe way for doing any social events, whether small or big, unless you are doing this with your family, and the family means only your households.
And inviting people who don't live in your home could mean getting infected, but there are things that can be done to minimize the risk.
For the 14 days before I travel, I'm going to be extra cautious. I'm going to try and put myself in a bubble, so to speak. And then hopefully, before I leave, I will also get tested. So, maybe 3 days, typically 3 to 4 days before I'm traveling, I would want to get myself tested.
If you're flying, bring a face mask, face shield, and hand sanitizer.
We always recommend if you're going to the gas station to bring some sandwich bags. So when you're pumping the gas, you put your hand in the sandwich bag just to keep safe.
This pandemic will end. We do not want to put ourselves in harm's way. We do not want to risk our loved ones.
The public health administrator says if you choose to travel and see your parents or loved ones, you may also want to even rethink things like hugs. There's still a chance you may spread COVID-19 with that close contact. Back to you.
Yeah, it's all unfortunate, but definitely some good advice. Jamie, thanks for sharing. Public health officials say if you choose to get together with family, have the festivities outside if you can. And if you are inside, keep the windows open and keep gatherings as small as possible. It's best to only meet with people who live inside your house. People around the world observe October 15th as Pregnancy and Infancy Loss Remembrance Day. It's for any parent who has lost a baby during pregnancy, labor, or any point during infancy. Carle Hospital's Shining Light Infant Memorial Garden is a place for parents to grieve and cope with the loss of their child. They usually honor the day with an event at the garden, but this year it will be virtual. The Memorial Garden is always decorated this time of year for families to visit and place flowers.
That's the club that no one wants to be in, but the parents who know how that feels, they know how that feels, and it's absolutely terrible. One of the greatest comforts is a sense of community and a sense of acknowledging that kid that isn't running around the house with you, that you don't get to send off to school.
Carle's free virtual event will be tonight from 7 to 8. There will be moments of silence, harp music, and inspirational speakers. You can find a link on our website, WCIA.com.
Haunted houses used to be the thing to do this time of year, where one is still scaring people with COVID precautions.
Plus, time to put the shorts away for the year. Kevin's back to let us know just how cold it's going to get.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Oakwood Restoration and Blasting Services.
This right here is the papadilla, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Latin for better than a sandwich. Even has a better pickle. Papadillas for just $6. Better ingredients, better pizza, better than a sandwich. Papa John's.
With people worried about crime, we need Dan Wright as state's attorney. Dan Wright's a proven, tough prosecutor committed to protecting families. That's why Wright's working with police and prosecutors, keeping neighborhoods safe. As state's attorney, Wright's put violent criminals behind bars. Wright's fighting sexual and physical abuse in schools and human trafficking. And Wright helps victims find the justice they deserve. Dan Wright for state's attorney. What we need in tough times.
You've heard, it's not what you know, but who you know. And it must be good to know Rodney Davis. His special interest donors sure got lots of perks. And while other businesses waited weeks for COVID relief funds, Rodney Davis's brother got $1 million just 48 hours after he could apply. Then Davis voted to hide the payments from taxpayers. Rodney Davis helps his friends, not you. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Betsy Dirksen-Landrigan, and I approve this message.
The pandemic devastated our family business overnight. The PPP loan program was supposed to be a lifeline for small businesses, but we got the runaround while political insiders got the money first and funds ran out. Rodney Davis's family got to the front of the line for $1 million payout, and he voted to keep it secret, while businesses like ours suffered. Rodney Davis is in it for himself.
From the technological advances in the business of farming to the policy that helps shape the industry. Watch This Week in Agribusiness, Saturday mornings at 5 on WCIA 3. Sponsored by Roofs by Roger. WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Classic Granite and Marble. Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Kevin Lighty.
All right, in the business, we call this a tease. We have Judy Fraser in the house, and she's going to be talking to us about her woolly worms in just a couple of minutes. So now you're not going to listen to anything that I say right now, right? Okay, so hang in there, and she's going to be giving her forecast as to what those woolly worms are showing for this upcoming winter season. I can show you what's happening out there tonight, and boy, it has been a cooler day for sure. Clouds, we've had a little bit of rain. It's 47 right now in Danville, 50 in Mattoon, 48 in Taylorville. Look at the temperatures as we go throughout tonight. We're going to be falling down to 31 degrees as a result. Freeze warning. If you've got that sensitive flowers and plants or anything like that, you really need to protect them because the cold will do a number on them when the temperature gets down below freezing. So thus, there's your freeze warning tonight into tomorrow morning. So is this a record? Not quite. The record is actually 26 degrees, and that was set way back in 1899. We're forecasting 31, so I don't think we're going to quite get there, which I'm okay with. But I still think many of you may be switching on the furnace and the heat here. I know you've been holding strong, but I think over the next few days you may have to do that, especially tomorrow when the temperature doesn't even get out of the 50s, and so you got a morning low of the 30s and it doesn't warm up at all. That's tough to heat the house up, so you may have to do that. Gets a little bit better though on Saturday at 65, and then we're tumbling again for temperatures on Sunday and Monday, only a high around 54 degrees. Now here's the thing I really want you to pay attention to again, the winds. Okay, the winds are going to calm down a little bit tonight, but they're going to ramp up on Saturday. once again, conditions will be favorable for fires to get out of control. So I wouldn't be surprised if another red flag warning gets issued, because we're going to have 35, 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts. We're still dry. Moderate drought conditions are showing up out there, and the low humidity could lead to another fire danger. So please limit doing the burning. I know it's going to be tough because, well, it's fall. There's leaves in your yard, but please hold off on this weekend, because we're going to have that. Next, rain chance doesn't show up until late Sunday and into the day on Monday. Okay, here's your forecast for tonight. Down to 31 degrees, clear skies, much cooler. Tomorrow, 57, mostly sunny and still cool. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. You can see that temperatures here are going to remain rather chilly and below average. We should be in the mid-60s. There's a few days in there that we may have that. But the big story is about that guy right there. Yes. Look at it just creeping across, and wow, joining us here, that is the expert in all things woolly worms, the legend, Judy Fraser. Judy, it is so awesome to have you in here with us, and how are you?
I'm doing great. This is such fun for me to come here in this gorgeous studio.
Yeah, what do you think of this place? A little different from...
Whoa, I can't begin to tell you. I mean, just walking on the floor is amazing. It's just a phenomenal studio, and I've seen a bunch of them in my day.
Yeah, you went through a few of them, I'm sure, a few different renditions. Well, so all the equipment and all the technology that even you had and now we had, but there's one way to get the forecast that has been a tried and true thing for many decades, and the woolly worms. And everybody knows you are definitely
the woolly worm expert.
Yes, exactly. So tell us, what do we got this year?
Well, I've been doing this for 35 years, and the only, or maybe more than that, the only way I can do it is because of the wonderful woolly worm wranglers from Central Illinois sending me pictures and texts and posts and so forth.
Sure.
And so, Chris, this was the early way of forecasting the weather by looking at the coat of the woolly worm. I look at its appearance, its color, and the direction in which it's traveling. And then I determine by the majority rules with our woolly worms in Central Illinois, and then I determine what each band, 13 weeks of winter, 13 bands on the woolly worm.
So what do we got this year?
Well, it's kind of a vanilla forecast, but we had, from all the reports that came in, 38% were dark brown, and that's the browner, the more mild, black, cold. So this year we had 38% brown, 40%, no, just the opposite.
Just the opposite.
38% black, 40% brown. And then we had a lot of white, gray, and yellow. And this is a little different than their cousins, and that indicates precipitation. So
what's that gonna mean?
So the forecast.
Here's the forecast.
This is the forecast. After careful worm consideration, the 2020-2021 winter forecast, according to the worm, and the woolly worms say a little on the mild side, more mild than cold, but I wouldn't put away the parkas or the mittens because we're going to have some cold weather. And it's going to be a wet winter because we had 22% of the precipitation woolies, and but it's not all going to be white. I think I named this, it's a new meteorological
here we go.
term.
Teach me.
Snowbrella.
Snowbrella. Snowbrella winter.
Snowbrella winter, because we're definitely going to have snow, but we're also going to have wet weather, so keep your umbrella handy. So that's it.
You heard it here first. There it is, the legend in the house. Thanks for coming in. And
80% accuracy rate,
80%.
generally speaking.
There it is,
So
the
there
most accurate. All right, Judy, thanks so much, and we'll see you again next year.
Okay, I'll be here.
All right, guys, back to you.
I'm always losing my umbrella, but Judy told me to keep it nearby, so I'm going to.
Keep one in the car. All right, food insecurity continues to be a big problem in Central Illinois.
What one group did today to try and fill the shelves of those in need.
Today on the morning show, we told you how Carl Hospital is honoring babies who have died.
And there's a women's march planned in Champaign. We'll tell you more about it tomorrow.
And we have a freeze warning set for tomorrow morning. All of the details tomorrow at 5.
We are SK Exteriors. We are the solution to your storm damage problems. Your home's exterior may be damaged in ways you can't see. We will inspect and provide free estimates for repairs. We are local. We are SK Exteriors, installers of quality.
Definition of specialized: detailed and specific knowledge or training, concentrating on a small area of a subject. At Specialized Automotive Repair, they focus on Toyota, Lexus, and Scion. When you need your car fixed right the first time, Specialized Automotive Repair.
News reports revealed the FBI raided the home of Betsy Lonergan's donor, a former lieutenant in Madigan's machine. She didn't learn her lesson. Instead, she doubled down. With the feds circling in on Mike Madigan, Lonergan established a joint pact with a Madigan-controlled political organization. She just can't help herself. Betsy Lonergan is all about the money. She'll never work for you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising. When the pandemic had us down, Rodney Davis stood up for us, ensuring American manufacturers and workers could expand production of protective equipment, disinfectants, and other critical life-saving products. Illinois manufacturers are proud of the role that we've played during these challenging times and thank Rodney Davis for protecting our families and frontline workers. Call Congressman Davis and thank him for his leadership during this crisis. American Chemistry Council is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tune in to WCIA 3's Forecast First for the first weather of your day. You can count on your storm team, Kevin Lighty, Jack Gervin, and Amelia Henderson. Forecast First from WCIA 3, your local weather leader. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Tonight on News Nation, how to celebrate the holidays during the pandemic. What health experts say you need to know to keep you and your family safe this season. Plus,
Just a daring bird, I guess.
an unlikely passenger, how this owl hitched a ride in a firefighting helicopter. That's tonight on News Nation, starting 8/7 Central on WGN America.
The role of a journalist is to report about what our government is doing.
The Supreme Court is at the center of a monumental battle.
I feel an incredible responsibility.
This is the moment.
We have to make sure that we're right, that we're fair.
The president said he wants this done before Election Day.
Can it be done? And bring Americans a greater understanding, but also hopefully bring Americans closer together. That's why I wanted to become a journalist.
This is the moment. The news continues here on WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Number one, it tells me I underestimated what the state of the community.
A church in Springfield saw firsthand today how many families are struggling to put food on the table.
Union Baptist Church held a food drive, feeding 12,000 families in a few hours. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey has more.
Pastor T. Ray McJunkins expected a big crowd at his food giveaway at Union Baptist Church. But even he was surprised when he saw the line wrapped around 3 blocks.
I did not know what to expect, but I am excited that the turnout is so tremendous.
The church fed 1,200 families today in just a few hours. And next week, they'll have another shipment for the next giveaway on Thursday. And then they're having another one on the Thursday after that. The volunteers working the event said that they were not surprised by the turnout. They said it was just a sign of the struggles people are going through.
People are in need, and a lot of people probably maybe are only going to get help for the first time. And a lot of people don't go because of pride. And so anything we can do to help the community, we're always willing to do it.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture supplied the food for the giveaway. Families just needed to drive up, and volunteers loaded up their cars with an assortment of meat and dairy products. There were even people showing up to pick up food for friends who don't have a car.
They don't have a vehicle, they don't always have access to go and be able to pick things up or to coordinate with that, even like with the regular food pantries. So, like I said, I'm just trying to help her out here and there where I can.
For McJunkins, it showed exactly how much the community is struggling 7 months into the pandemic.
And my concern is not just for the right now, but for the future as well. We have Thanksgiving coming up. We have Christmas coming up. It's hard enough without COVID-19, but now with COVID-19, we really don't know what to expect.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey.
The church is holding 2 more food drives in October, one next Thursday and another on Thursday, the 29th.
Illinois is known for corn and soybeans, but don't forget about the pumpkins, what the crop looks like this year for the #1 producer.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Spiro's Law.
Your news every hour in prime time is on News Nation on WGN America. News Nation talked to Michigan's Attorney General after news broke of the alleged plot to kidnap the governor and examined the importance of minorities for COVID vaccine trials.
If I can do this, it's good for me and it's good for everybody else.
News Nation covers your nation every night starting at 8, 7 Central on WGN America. Go to WGNAmerica.com to find WGN America on your cable or satellite provider.
The Champaign County Forest Preserves offer something for everyone, from fishing to hiking to golf, or my favorite, stargazing. But we need your help to keep going. We owe it to our children and grandchildren to protect and preserve Champaign County's natural heritage.
I'm deeply concerned about the tax hike amendment.
It gives Springfield politicians new power to increase income taxes on anyone,
including middle-income families like mine,
and hard-working Illinoisans like me.
They would even have the power to tax my retirement income.
We don't trust Springfield politicians to be fair to taxpayers. Do you?
Please stand with family farmers and small businesses and vote no.
Please vote no on the tax hike amendment.
The attacks on Rodney are just ridiculous. I'm someone with a pre-existing condition and will have that for the rest of my life. The genetic form of cancer that I have can affect our children. They have that chance to have the same type of cancer that I do. Rodney, his ultimate goal is just to make sure that everybody has the health care that they want and the choices and the options that they choose. Rodney's willing to work across party lines to fight for better health care for all of us. It's personal to us.
I'm Rodney Davis, and I approve this message.
News reports revealed the FBI raided the home of Betsy Lonergan's donor, a former lieutenant in Madigan's machine. She didn't learn her lesson. Instead, she doubled down. With the feds circling in on Mike Madigan, Lonergan established a joint pact with a Madigan-controlled political organization. She just can't help herself. Betsy Lonergan is all about the money. She'll never work for you. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Congratulations to our town Watsika Fall Edition. WCIA 3 would like to thank Prairie Commons Business Collective and Illinois Pork Producers. Join us Friday, October 23rd at 6:30 when WCIA 3 brings you Our Town Danville Fall Edition. This is WCIA 3 News, your local news leader.
Illinois is sometimes called the Great Pumpkin State. That's because the land of Lincoln produces more pumpkins than any other state.
So how has this year's growing season gone? The co-owner of the Negan Guard Pumpkin Patch in Sydney says there have been some challenges. They got their pumpkins planted in June. There was great weather and things were going well until the hailstorm in early August. That slowed progress, but overall it's been a really good year because of the weather in July and August.
We had a couple dry spells in the end of July, early August, and that kind of caused some of our bigger ones not to get as big, but they filled out really nice. They have great color. So overall, we had a really good year considering all the different circumstances that we faced.
To top it off, they say business has been strong this fall. Looking for a real Halloween scare? There's still a place to go this year, but it's going to take a little driving.
The Bartonville Haunted Infirmary and Old State Mine Trail is outside of Peoria. Despite COVID-19 precautions, thrill seekers can still get their adrenaline rush while being safe on the outside looking in. The director says not only is this a fun way to get out of the house, but by coming to the Old State Mine Haunted Trail, you're helping preserve history.
I think when people come in, the most thing that they like about our attraction is timed release, which actually played right into our hand for the COVID regulations. You see, we have to be kept so far distance. So within a month, we created 1/8 of a mile of a trail. We themed it out as the Old State Mine.
The Old State Mine Haunted Trail is available every Friday and Saturday night. Gates open at 7 and it goes until midnight.
What a difference 24 hours makes. Things have certainly changed since yesterday at this time.
So where do we go from here? Kevin will be back one last time to let us know.
People are winning with the Viewers Club. Sign up today at viewersclub.net.
We have some exciting news. Some of our family is moving around, and we're moving some familiar faces to new places. Visit Bob Nelson at Car-Mart. Come say hi or view all our inventory online at drive217.com. Different by design.
The finances in Illinois are a mess,
In my part of the state, cities and schools are strapped for money. If the fair tax doesn't pass and the millionaires and billionaires aren't forced to pay their fair share, they're going to come for more money from me. I pay all I can afford to pay now. It's time they step up and pay their fair share. If I were a billionaire from Chicago, I would be against a fair tax proposal. I get it. But for 97% of us in Illinois, it's going to be a tax cut, and that's why I'm for it.
Menards has everything you need to update the look and function of your garage. Ideal garage doors come in over 1,000 styles, including insulated options, providing beauty, comfort, and security. Hook your new door up to a Chamberlain garage door opener. With MyQ technology, you can control your opener from your smartphone. All Ideal garage doors and Chamberlain openers are 11% off. Save big money with 11% off everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I'm Betsy Dirksen-Londrigan, and I approve this message.
The pandemic devastated our family business overnight. The PPP loan program was supposed to be a lifeline for small businesses, but we got the runaround while political insiders got the money first and funds ran out. Rodney Davis's family got to the front of the line for $1 million payout, and he voted to keep it secret, while businesses like ours suffered. Rodney Davis is in it for himself.
When you sign up on DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook, you can get a bonus up to $1,000. But what are you going to do with all that cash? Throw it on a lock? How about a 5-team parlay? You hit it, you are swimming in moolah. Signing up is simple, and getting a bonus up to $1,000 makes it even sweeter. So download the DraftKings at Casino Queen Sportsbook app. Get your bonus and make it rain.
We have some exciting news. Some of our family is moving around, and we're moving some familiar faces to new places. Visit Bob Nelson at Car-Mart. Come say hi or view all our inventory online at drive217.com. Different by design.
Be a walk star for Make-A-Wish Illinois with WCIA 3. The Walk for Wishes event is going virtual this year. From October 16th through the 25th, we invite you to walk. Registration is free at illinois.wish.org/walk.
Sometimes a small gesture is all that's needed to help someone in need.
Coming up tonight at 10, what one business is doing to help families during the pandemic.
I think we should just put worms on the 7-day forecast here, you know, instead of me trying to give it. All right, here's a look at what we have come up with, though. And tomorrow, the sunshine comes back, but it doesn't warm up. Matter of fact, 31 tomorrow morning, 57 for a high. Saturday is definitely the nicest day there on the 7-day. But look out, because it's going to get windy again on Saturday. That could lead to more fires. And then it gets chilly again.
Be careful. First woolly worm forecast in person. That was fun to watch.
Yeah,
right? Say. I was ready to give it a drum roll.
Yeah.
Before the announcement.
We'll post it online so you can see it if you missed it.
See you tonight.
Good night.